Hi, welcome to Let's Talk About Dogs. Today we are here with Ronda Scallan with Faithful Companions Pet Grooming. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you for letting us come
Thank
and
you for
bug you
having
today.
me. Thank you.
And who's this lovely lady?
This is Cammie. She belongs to a good friend of mine.
Okay.
And I've been grooming her for quite a long time, couple of years now.
What breed is she?
She's a Bichon Frise.
Mm-hmm. I see, of course, I knew that, but we had to...
Yes, she is a Bichon Frise.
So, and how old is she?
She's 2.5.
2.5,
Yeah,
pretty little girl.
She goes all around the country showing. And
why is grooming so important?
grooming is very important in a lot of reasons. For one, dogs carry parasites, especially a white dog. For some reasons, it seems that fleas are attracted to white. In my line of work, that's how I see it, is the parasites and, of course, the matting. People don't realize that, though, when a dog gets matted, it hurts. And when we're grooming them and trying to get it all off, you see bald spots.
You do most of the grooming for the SPCA.
I do, yes, ma'am. I do most of it for the SPCA, and I do all the really hard ones that are
and a lot of matted
cases,
cases
and yeah, hard to handle because they're scared, they hurt, and all that.
So other than it hurting them, how else does matting affect the dogs?
Well, the matting affects the dogs is one, dogs, their hair is like a ventilation system. If you clog up that ventilation system, they're not going to cool and warm up properly either. Plus, it just looks really nasty too when it collects dirt. When they get wet and they're matted up, it gets like moldy and mildewy underneath it, and that smell is actually really hard to get off the skin. Their feces starts, you know, going on their tail and getting a mess, and their urine and all that, and it causes urine burns. And I have a little dog here that just came in from the SPCA. His feet, they're a lot healed now, but they were real raw and sore. And that's because he was so matted up that the urine was just soaking underneath the mats, and it couldn't breathe, and it was burning his skin. His testicles, everything.
Wow.
Was a mess. We haven't finished him yet because it hurt and it was visible sore. So we're letting it dry up a little bit, and we're going to finish him in a couple days. And he's a real sweetheart. He appreciated all the help.
I bet.
Yes, he's a lot better.
At least he's moving
His
around. His
personality's a lot better than it was when he got here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk about the toenails for a minute. How long should the dog's toenails actually be?
Well, it depends on the dog and the situation. I encounter a lot of dogs, if you don't get it done regularly and you let it grow too long, it makes your toes twist. And then it becomes painful for the dog. But as your toenails growing, so does, it's called the quick, which is where the end of the blood vessels are. And it's hard, you have to get that back because you can cut it but still have long toenails, if you understand what I'm saying. And it'll curl into their pads, and then it becomes very painful for them.
So how would you get the quick to recede?
Well, I like to Dremel them. You cut them back as far as you can, and then you Dremel it as far back as you can, without hurting them, of course.
Is there a recommended schedule for cutting the toenails?
I recommend once a month.
Once a month?
Yeah.
So bathing, how often should you bathe, brush, or?
A dog really shouldn't be bathed that often unless it has skin problems. But generally, it's up to the dog. The more you bathe them, the more you're going to dry them out naturally. So it really depends on you and the dog. Now, if this particular dog, she doesn't know she's a show dog, so she will go out there and find the biggest mud hole. So she gets bathed a lot.
That sounds like Dalton. Why is it the white ones?
It's always the white ones.
It's always the white
Always.
ones. So, yeah, we bring Dalton to the dog park, and within 2 seconds, he finds the biggest mud puddle there, and when he gets out, he's got gray fur from here down or right across his face.
Yes.
Don't know how he does that yet. So, why would a pet owner, or why should a pet owner have their dogs professionally groomed rather than trying to do it themselves at home?
Well, I get a lot of, this isn't easy, Rhonda. I tried. Well, no, it isn't. Actually, the company that came up with home grooming kits, he had a good racket going, because you buy that kit and you can't work it because it's not that easy. There's a lot to it. And it's just more involved. If with dogs, see, this dog is being really good for me, but if her mom was here, I would have a whole nother dog. And that's how it is when they're grooming them. They're not going to listen to them like they listen to me.
Well, that sounds like
They're
kids.
going to scream or whine or ouch, and they'll stop. So the dog picks up on that and goes, oh, if I do that, then they're going to stop. Where here, it's like, no. And we just kind of keep on going, you know.
So you mentioned double and triple coated dogs. I hear a lot of times people say, it's hot, I'm going to get my shepherd shaved, or my husky, or my Eskimo, or whatever, we're going to shave them. Let's talk about shaving these breeds.
Okay. First off, I don't like to shave them, and it's only because of appearance. But if you just bathe it, I do a lot of blowouts, where we blow all the coat off, we get most of it off, and they're fine like that. And that's what I recommend.
Well,
so,
and the double and triple coat actually insulates the dog against the heat and
But you
against the
can-
cold water or whatever.
Exactly. So it's not going to make them any cooler taking it off, but it looks better.
Right.
And it's easier to maintain in the summertime. But if you got the dog, like I recommend, 4 times a year, and get that coat blown out so the other coat can come through, then the dog is transitioning the way it should transition, and you shouldn't have to shave it.
Right, and not to mention, if these dogs' skin needs that double and triple coat, it's protection from the sun, protection from the wind.
Being that we're in South Louisiana, we have a flea season 12 months out the year. So to me, that's the most important thing, and also tapeworms. If a dog it only takes 1 flea to give a dog tapeworms. And you don't know the dog has tapeworms until you see them. And not everybody like me or you goes around and checking our dogs' feces for problems, so they just don't do it. But to me, that's the most important thing.
And what would you recommend if somebody did have a flea problem?
Well, I live by, you have to treat your dog, your yard, and your house all on the same day. You bring your dog to the groomer to get a bath or groom, whatever.
Professionally and thoroughly.
And we're also babysitting the dog while you take care of your house and yard.
And before you do rush out and go get any product off the shelf, again, that is something you want to talk to your vet about, because there's certain chemicals that can and cannot be used. So Rhonda, thanks again.
Thank you.
She's lovely. It was really nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you
Fun
too.
talking to you, and we're going to do a lot of work together in the future. For you, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Let's Talk About Dogs. Corinne is assisting me today, not very happily anyway, because we're going to talk about periodontal disease, teeth brushing, and ear cleaning. So basically, periodontal disease, we get it as humans. We know what it is if we go to a dentist. The bacteria in their mouth builds up, turns into plaque, which then turns into tartar, gets under the gum lines, causes receding gum lines, bleeding gums, pain when they're chewing. Most dog owners, me included in the past, would wait until we send our dogs to the vet, maybe for a yearly checkup, or the groomer once every 3 to 6 months to get bathed, and have somebody do their teeth for them. But it's so easy to do it yourself at home. There's doggy toothbrushes, specifically angled to fit those back teeth. Of course, the day I need it, my finger toothbrush disappears, but there is a little silicone or rubber toothbrush that fits on your finger and has the little bristles on the end that you can rub on your dog's gums and teeth. Please, please, please do not use human toothpaste when brushing your dog's teeth. They do make special toothpaste for dogs. The reason you don't want to use a human's is because the ingredients in it can cause abrasion, can be nasty for the dog. And if your dog has a problem with the brushing, guess what? There's a no brush gel. All you do is just squirt this in the dog's mouth, and the dog's lips and tongue will move it around as it needs to. So, Corinne, you comfy? Huh? So what we're gonna do, if she'll let us, when brushing the teeth, you don't have to worry about, like we would, the full 2 minutes on top. For the dog, just get right here on the cheek and the front. You don't have to worry about the top where they chew or the inside. And if not, there's other things you can do. There's little chew toys. This one is a Whimsy that's specifically made to mimic a toothbrush. That way your dog can just sit up there and chew on it. So let's see if Corinne wants to cooperate with us today. Corinne, up. All right, sit. Sit. I know, good. It dripped. Good girl. Okay, can we do this? Can we do this? Not your favorite? Huh? So really what we want to do is we want to get these teeth right here. So we're just going to gently brush them. Hey, good girl. Good girl. Give her a break. You don't want to overwhelm them. Let's do this. Here's some more. Is that better? Is that better? But like we said, this is a no brush gel, and it's simple. You want to see what that is? Huh? Let's see. You just squeeze this along the cheeks and let her do the work herself. That way, neither one of you get aggravated with each other. She doesn't hate you or get mad at you for a while. Good girl. And now she'll pretty much brush her own teeth, and it'll get rid of the bacteria and it'll get rid of some of the film to prevent the plaque from forming. But we're going to give Corinne a little break right now, and we'll be right back and we'll go over ear cleaning. Thank you for staying tuned. During the break, we went ahead and let Corinne out of the bathtub for a little bit and let her have the little dental chew toy. There's many reasons that you definitely want to keep your dog's ears clean. Some of that is just to minimize ear infections. So all you need to do is take just a little cotton pad or a cotton ball, and we only need one. There's many ear cleaning solutions out there. This one is a liquid. The directions on this one say to squirt it in the ear and then rub, let the dog shake it off, and then you go in with a dry cotton ball. Personally, I don't like doing that. Dalton's a big baby. He yelps every time I do it, so I decided I'm not going to do it that way. There's also a lotion that you can use, and either one of them work really, really well. So what I'm going to do, instead of spraying it in the ear, I'm just going to spray it on the cotton ball or on the cotton pad. And then I'm just going to squeeze out the excess. Sit. No, ma'am. And you don't want to dig into, you want to see what it is? You don't want to dig into the ear canal. So all you're going to do, yes, ma'am, is just, Corinne, look. Look. See, I'll do this one then. Ha ha ha. You just want to rub the inside of the ear very gently. Sit still. Good girl. Good girl. And you just want to get in between all the crooks and crevices. Let's see this one. Let me see. Good girl. Corinne. Stay put. Stay put. See? Very gently. Don't dig. You just want to get the inner ear. And that's it. That's all you got to do. So, real gentle. Because all you want to do is just get the outer ear. You don't want to dig down deep. You don't want to rub hard. And you don't want to scratch. So just get in between all the little crevices. Good girl. Good girl. And if I wasn't talking to you guys, this would go a lot smoother because she's a good girl and she likes to be praised. And as long as I'm saying, good girl, Corinne, she usually lets me do it just fine. And that's all it takes. A few minutes, a couple times a week. If you take them swimming, dry their ears out. Floppy ears require a little bit more care, but we'll cover that in just a little bit. You ready to get down? Huh? We're going to let her down. Come on. Come here. Corinne, look. Hey, come here. This way. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. And we'll come right back with some tips on keeping the ears clean and why that's important. Thanks for sticking around. So what do you do after you finish grooming your dogs and brushing their teeth and cleaning their ears? You turn the bathtub into a desk. Easy enough for me. So what we're going to talk about now, real simple, is I wanted to go over the ear cleaning. Not so much the cleaning, but why you want to be meticulous about caring for your dog's ears. Some dogs are more prone than others to ear infections, especially if you have a floppy ear breed like Cocker Spaniels, and uncut Pit Bull, Labrador Retriever, any of those dogs that have the big floppy ears. There's 3 types of ear infections. You have the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear is usually the one you're going to catch first. You'll notice the dog will start shaking its head a lot, maybe itching, whining, whatnot. Take him to the vet. Let a vet look at it because you don't want it to get so bad that it turns into a middle or inner ear infection when you can easily treat the outer ear much cheaper and without a lot of pain to your pet. So there's several things that causes ear infections. A few of the common causes are bacteria, yeast, wax buildup, moisture in the ear, excess hair. There's allergies, which could be both environmental and or food, ear mites and fleas. We talked in another episode about heartworm preventives, and some of those come with an awesome flea control side effect. So that might be something that you want to look into. You definitely want to know your dog's risks. As we stated earlier, there are floppy-eared dogs such as poodles, labs, hounds, beagles, spaniels. Those are the ones at the top of the list. There are many, many more with the floppy ears. Having that enclosed ear canal creates a perfect moist environment for bacteria and yeast growth. Floppy ears can trap dirt, debris, and of course wax buildup. So there's 5 tips that I want to go over to help prevent ear infections. The first one is to keep your dog's ears dry. That's not saying Fido can't go enjoy the lake, he can't go swimming or anything like that. It's just that when the dog's ears get wet, it is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria. So you can do a couple things when you bathe the dog. You can put cotton just right at the entrance of the ear. You don't want to shove it down in, but you could just put it at the entrance to stop the water from getting in. Going swimming, let your dog swim natural. Just make sure to dry the ears. when they come out. Carry a washcloth, cotton, or as soon as you get home, take some cotton and just dry the ears the best that you can. Eliminating as much water as possible will reduce the risk of an ear infection. If your dog is one of those, you can have your groomer, sometimes even your veterinarian, go ahead and pluck the ear hairs for you. I don't advise doing it at home. Ladies, we all know when we pluck our eyebrows, that hurts. So yeah, I'm not going to do that to my dog. It's, of course, not a necessity if you make sure that the ears stay clean and you're meticulous about looking for the debris in the dirt and getting that out of there. So it is a consideration. It's up to you. Talk to your vet, talk to your groomer. If you don't want to pluck the ears, some of you guys may be familiar with these little clippers like to trim your mustache and beard. Some of them come with a little nose and ear hair attachment. You can try using one of these if your dog will sit through the noise and let you get through the ears. Ladies, ask your husband first. Men, that's on you. Just saying. So the third thing, you don't have to clean their ears every day. You can look at them. If it needs it, do it. Usually once a week is a good regime. Don't push your finger too deep in because you don't want to damage the eardrum. Just focus on the surface level. That's all you want to get off. You can finish it up by going back over the ear with a dry cotton wipe or cotton ball. The next thing is consider supplements. Of course, there's no substitute for a healthy diet. Allergies are a big cause of ear infections. But before you jump on the food allergy bandwagon, check out our episode on YouTube on healthy weight and nutrition. In the meantime, talk to your veterinarian about supplements that can also help, such as omega-3, turmeric, and probiotics. May not be necessary, but might just give you a help in preventing those ear infections. And lastly, just monitor your pup's ears regularly. Ideally, your furry friend's ears should look smooth without any sign of irritation or swelling. They should look dry and be free of debris. While a slight yeasty smell can be normal, routine ear checks will help you know what's normal for your dog, though. It should never be an overpowering stench. If you notice anything otherwise, it's best to take your pup to the vet. Let the vet declare whether or not this is normal, if it's something to be concerned about, or whether to start antibiotics to get rid of an infection. So that's all I have right now for ear cleaning and ear infections. My email address and phone number is on the screen. If you have any questions about this or want to talk about brushing your teeth and what kind of stuff you can get, you can send me an email, Letitia@exceptionalcanines.com, and I'll be happy to talk to you about it. Of course, if you need training, you can email me too, and we can work out something.